Okay, so it looks like so far it's been pretty much what we expected, a lot of druids and paladins. And we've done well in those two games with this deck. Black Knight has been key so far. We haven't gotten a chance to actually play Ysera because we didn't draw it in game 1 and because we killed our opponent too fast in game 2. But I think the card is good, so hopefully this third game is where we'll get to showcase it.
Garrosh versus Valera.
Rogue.
Watch your back.
Victory or death.
So on the chance that it's Mech Rogue, I don't think we can keep any of these cards because we need to keep up with him. And if it's not Mech Rogue, if it's the more controlling one with few creatures, then Shield Slam isn't great anyway. And we just want our Axe and then Harrison, some of our earlier drops like Armor Smith and Acolyte. This hand is actually pretty awful, but that's okay. Armor Smith makes it better. I'm just gonna pass here. Again, we have Brawl if things get too out of control. We didn't end up brawling last game. This makes it good too. So this hand is decent now. We basically just have to live long enough and control the board long enough to run out Dr. Boom. An Acolyte of Pain would make this hand great. As would maybe a Harrison, as that sort of bridges the gap and helps us draw into more late game while removing our opponent's weapon, if the weapon is being threatening. Is our opponent going to coin Deadly Poison? No. He hovered over this card, makes me wonder what it is. Here we're just gonna armor up, hit our opponent in the face, and pass. And next turn we do get to use the Deathbite to maybe clear one of our opponent's threats. Now we have two late game threats, so again we can use the Brawl to help us sort of survive. And this doesn't look like an aggressive rogue so far. This looks more like the Miracle-ish / board control rogue. And this deck's actually pretty strong against that because they have a hard time finishing us because of the armor. This looks like Violet Teacher. That's actually very good. We can clear that and keep our Armor Smith alive while doing so. He's sitting us there to not let us Shield Slam this potentially, but we have a way to clear it anyway. But we're actually going to hit with face first, and then hit with Armor Smith. It's important in Warrior that when you're clearing something with your face and Armor Smith, you always use your weapon first because that lets you have armor later. It's important to have armor rather than health because it activates your shield slams, and if you get very low health but have some armor, then Alexstrasza is more useful than if you lost armor for health. So basically armor's better than health. Trade them for each other when you can. This is actually kind of interesting. We could armor up Shield Slam and conserve our Deathbite, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards. As we have another Shield Slam and we probably won't have a great chance to use it. And Deathbite clears a Belcher, which I feel is what's coming next, and also Violet Teacher. Whereas if we use Deathbite to clear here, then Shield Slam does not do that for us. So we're gonna armor up Shield Slam. We're gonna save the Cruel Taskmaster because it's not great there. And we're just gonna pass here. And next turn we can run out Sylvanas, and then Dr. Boom, and then Ragnaros.
My eyes.
Oh, looks like another Farseer. I still want to save the weapon. Here we're actually going to just play Sylvanas, and we're not going to clear this. He likely doesn't want this to get Sylvanas, so he's going to use a backstab probably. If he doesn't have that, maybe a Deadly Poison or an Eviscerate to clear the Sylvanas. And when our opponent does so, oh, he's just gonna sap it. That's interesting. Ooh, that's kind of scary. We're taking a lot of damage from that. So the thing here is, if we use Deathbite to clear this, we go to 16, then after that we go to 12. which is not a great life total to be at against this kind of deck. Um, our other option would be to Cruel Taskmaster this, or just use the trigger rather. Play this. Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm gonna run out the Acolyte, use this to draw a card, and then I'm probably gonna armor up Shield Slam here. No, we could have gotten Dr. Boom on the board that turn. In this matchup, it's important to just conserve your life total, and eventually the rogue will run out of threats, whereas we won't. Since we have things like Dr. Boom and Rhinos. Whoa.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Ooh. Opponent hit our face there, probably because he wants to renew the dagger. I want to be armoring up every turn here, but I think we can probably not next turn. So, could just play Ragnaros. We could. I kind of like Warax Sylvanas. I know Warax this because spell power is scarier than the extra point of damage. And hopefully our opponent deals with Sylvanas. Hopefully he doesn't have some sort of combo kill here. And we're really looking to draw Shield Maidens, and maybe Alex draws even to reset our life total. But it looks like our opponent is clearing the Sylvanas. Maybe sprinting here? That's fine. I'm okay with him having cards as long as I'm not dying. Next turn we're probably just going to play Dr. Boom and armor up. So we're going to Dr. Boom, armor up here. We're still looking to draw Shield Maidens and Shield Block, but for now this is fine. Now we can basically force our opponent to deal with our threats each turn. And unless he's playing some crazy tech like BGH plus Shadow Step to repeatedly deal with threats like this, he's going to have to put in some effort to deal with... Sapping Dr. Boom is pretty bold. I just get more bombs. This worries me though. Can he kill us soon? It's kind of scary. Shield Maiden? Belcher is a taunt, so we will take Belcher. Gonna hit, and just armor up and pass. Okay. We can clear that, although it is scary. Is he gonna sap now? No, he's already used 2 saps, so he's gonna eviscerate it. So that's an eviscerate down. That's a little bit less burn we have to worry about. As is that deadly poison. Harrison Jones would be excellent here, as would Shield Maiden.
Ha, this guy's toast.
That's always worrying when they S1 agent in your face. This is not the game Ysera is going to be key, unfortunately. So I guess we should see where the bombs hit, because we do need to clear our opponent's board. That was actually very unfortunate. I don't think we can use Axe or Baron get into clear because we need the armor, so I think we're going to play Rag and armor up. And hope that with the 3 cards and 5 damage, our opponent... So basically in the 3 cards, our opponent can't deal us 9 damage, so we have to hope. We also need Rag to hit that. Okay, good. So now we need our opponent to not be able to kill us with... oh, now 4 cards, I suppose. Oh, that's good. He's trading for the Rag. That'll decrease his burst potential. Oh, is he? Can he actually kill the Rag? Hitting our face. And he has Blade Flurry, that means. I mean, now we basically Shield Maiden or bust. Okay, good.
I can take the hit.
And I also suppose we need to clear the Drake. Do we? what is the likelihood that he has? So if we clear the Drake with Deathspite, that puts us at 4. So he could combo out Eviscerate. But if he doesn't have Eviscerate anyway, then leaving the Drake alive isn't really a bad thing. So we're just gonna armor up, which makes us we're still dead to Eviscerate, but that's true in a lot of scenarios. We'll just hit face here in case he doesn't quite kill us when we draw Grommash. Then we're just gonna pass, and hopefully our opponent doesn't have that last bit of damage they need, like take Master Sharp Sword Oil to get lethal. What is he just pointing at my face? Shiv. Cutting it close here. Our opponent just needs 4 damage now. Looks like he doesn't have it. Okay, so we definitely are going to clear the Azure Drake here. Harrison Jones doesn't actually change the damage math on this, but it could draw us into a shield block, which is what we really need right now. So we are going to Harrison. Whirlwind is not helpful. We're going to clear this, we're going to armor up, and now we again have to hope our opponent doesn't have 1+ damage. This is really awkward because we have so many cards in our hand, but we can't actually use them effectively because our opponent could kill us at any time. We really need that Shield Maiden, Alexstrasza, Shield Block, and it looks like our opponent has lethal now. And we're gonna die to South Sea Deckhand. So in that game we got a little bit behind, and unfortunately didn't get to develop all the cards that we had in our hand. We definitely had card advantage, which is what a control deck wants, but we didn't have the time to develop it because our opponent just had an overwhelming amount of damage, like that deck sometimes does. And that's okay, that happens, so we're going to go ahead and play one more game here.